All right. It is that time again. So, welcome back to all my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here tuning in for the very first time, a warm welcome to you. And of course, before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier self hypnosis coach and your personal guide. Of course, if you happen to be watching this on YouTube as a podcast, okay, looks like we are back. As I was saying, if you happen to be watching this as a pod, a video pod, of course, you will see there is some amount of fluctuation because thanks to the rains in Bangalore, one of the things that typically gets affected is our power line sometimes. So the power may sort of come and go, but we're here. We're very much here. We are live. And firstly, of course, thank you for tuning in. And if you are a regular, a big special thanks to you. And like I said, if you happen to be watching this for the very first time, welcome. A warm welcome to you. And as I was saying, my name is Rahul George, India's premier self hypnosis coach and your personal guide. So, as I was saying, if you happen to be watching this as a pod, a video pod, be able to access at least about 10 or 15 of these as pods. And all right, like I said, we will have some degree of disruption. It's to be expected. But don't worry, we've got, hang on a minute. The internet, because what I'm about to share with you today, that the topic that I'm focusing on today is all about signals, right? So whether it is signals on the outside or more importantly, signals that are in our body, right? As the title suggests, tune in, not out, meaning tune in and rather than tuning out, simply because our body is constantly sharing and sending signals to us. And the more you're able to stay present to these signals, the more you will be able to be in a state where you're aligned, right? And I've seen this a lot, especially of late in the work that I've been doing with my clients who are digital coaches, focusing on different areas of life, whether it's health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, or okay, seem to be again kind of dropping, but that's okay. So health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, or even purpose, right? So my coaches, my clients who are coaches, uh, focus on wow. Okay, we will, as they say, the show must go on. The show will go on, but For those of you who are watching this as a video, just play along. And of course, if you happen to be just listening to this as a pod, I will keep the interruptions to a minimum, and I'll just keep going as if it's a regular day of recording. So visually, there'll be kind of like lights coming and going, the scene getting brighter and darker, but I'm just going to keep going from here on out, right? So like I was saying, our body is constantly giving us signals. And the question is, how often are we willing to stay present to these signals? Yeah. So my intention is to be more present in my own life. And that's something that I've been practicing now more and more each day, with the intention that I've noticed that even in my own work with clients, the more I'm able to stay present with myself, the more I'm able to stay present with myself, the more I'm able to give to them, meaning I'm able to be in a state where I'm holding that space for them, right? Because this kind of work, and I'm sure as a digital coach, you also notice that the kind of work that you do year on year only gets deeper, right? Initially, of course, we're working more at a sort of, let's call it like a conscious level. So based on our training, based on whatever area of expertise we may have focused on, when we are working with clients, we're working at what is surface level, because we ourselves are in that phase of a surface level growth. And as you start to grow more, you'll notice that you, you know, intuitively graduate deeper, going deeper inside yourself. And therefore, you're able to notice that, observe that, and hold that space for your clients in their lives, right? So, as I was reflecting on the week gone by, and at the time of recording this, we are at the beginning of a new week. And so, as I was, starting to reflect, and I had a bit of it's like I got a catch in my hamstring yesterday, so that sort of gave me even uh, even more present. Uh, it was literally like a gift or a present. It was like to be even more present to my body, as there was obviously pain that was traveling for a couple of hours over the course of the day, and it just made me more present, more aware of, was I trying to avoid the pain signals, or was I being absolutely mindful and just staying with that pain? Because if you have practiced any form of mindfulness, you'll know that the more present you are, the more present you get. And the more present you get, the more you're able to recognize signals, the more you're able to, um, you know, notice these little nudges that you get in the kind of work that you're doing, whether that is creating a new program, whether that is, meeting prospective clients or collaborations. All of this kind of has a way of beautifully blending together, right? So, in essence, what I'm saying is it's important to, if you want to really build your business, and that is our motto as well, isn't it, to maximize your market value. So what I do is I can teach you to maximize your market value using the power of self-hypnosis. That's what I do. And that's, more importantly, the benefit that you get when we work together, whether you work one-to-one with me, or whether you're in a group coaching or a group mastermind that I run. And the reason why this exists is because we all need that space, we all need that community, especially as digital coaches, to be able to pause, reflect, and go within, go deeper, right? So in the kind of work that we're doing, it's very easy to lose our footing. It's very easy to become ill, whether that is physically, whether that is mentally, whether that is emotionally. Um, Considering that we're always dealing with people and their insecurities or their limitations, because let's face it, that's why they come to us, right? They come to us because they have a need. And we are in this very privileged position to be able to, not only listen to them, but be able to hold that space so that they can start to, firstly, they can pause, and then they start to go within and reflect and start their own healing process. So, for us to be really able to do our best work, we also need, I say this need in the sense that it's almost like saying air is a necessity. It's not a need, it's a necessity, right? Similarly, healing, similarly, listening to body signals, I put it in that category of necessity. And if you're anything like me, you'll understand why I'm saying that. Because at the end of the day, you know, yes, we want to earn well. We want a business that is, functioning. We want a business that is generating revenue, that is creating profits. And we also want to be in a position where we are able to do our best work. We are able to be our best selves in the work that we're doing, right? And for the work that we're doing. So, if you're looking at your work, especially as a digital coach, remember when I say digital coach, I'm talking about at the core of what you're doing, you are a coach, you are somebody who is helping other people, you're holding that space for other people. And a lot of what we're doing today is digitally. Of course, post COVID, now we're slowly getting to a point where I'm sure you've noticed that a lot of coaches are starting to blend their work, which means they do some of it online, they do some of it offline as well. So when I say digital coach, I just mean that, especially post COVID, you are intending to be able to grow your audience. You want to be able to reach more people within your city and across, cities, across the country, and eventually the world, right? So if you're in that process of preparing and being ready for when that move comes, where literally the rest of the world is leaning and looking towards us, you'll be one of those that's ready, because you'll have all your systems in place. You'll have all what you need, so that whether you are today at 400 people in your membership or 4,000, that if tomorrow it grew to 40,000, your systems don't crumble, right? That's why, like I said, the more you're in this space of being able to listen to your body, listen to your signals, the more you'll be in a position to be present, right? So, just a quick reminder, like I said, that this is really why I make it a point to show up every day. And of course, full props to Seth Godin. Of course, if you happen to be listening to this, Seth, thank you. And, I'm putting it out there that I definitely want to interview you on my pod. So that's uh, my intention, setting it out and releasing it out into the universe. Because I truly believe that, just like, what Seth decided to do, I think more than 20 years ago, where he would just write a blog a day. And he's been doing that for literally more than 20 years now. Um, and of course, written many, many books. But the point is that, you know, in order to be totally present and fully present and being able to do this on an ongoing basis, it's so important that we're willing to listen. Listen to our own bodies, listen to our signals, because that is what helps us be grounded. That's what helps us be emotionally well and be able to hold that space for our clients. All right. So as I start to wrap, just a quick reminder, if you made it to this point, firstly, thank you. You are a true blue, um, for lack of a better word, a true blue warrior. And two things I would say. One is, if you want to go deeper in your practice, if if you wondered what is self-hypnosis, how does it work? I've made the process pretty straightforward. On Saturday at 11 a.m., I do a session, treat it like an introduction to self-hypnosis, and you get to meet me live on Zoom. And of course, you also get to know a little bit more about, how I came to this point in my life where I'm able to, share this gift with you. And of course, more importantly, because we're talking about self-hypnosis, my intention is that you have an experience of it. And all of this is within 60 minutes. And of course, after we're done with 60 minutes of this session, If you feel that you resonate with this way of looking at the world, of being able to focus on building powerful, positive self beliefs in yourself so that you can truly maximize your market value. In simple terms, when I say maximize your market value, obviously one is to be able to to be able to charge what you are, for the value that you're creating. So literally to be able to raise your money game. And a lot of that has to do with your money psychology, your money blueprint. These are some things that you may already be familiar with, or maybe on purpose, you've been ignoring the money side of the business and only been focusing on the delivery side of the business. Why am I saying that? Because I've been there as well. So if you truly feel like, yeah, I vibe with what Rahul's saying, I like this approach, and you want to go deeper because it is a skill, then you can start after that. Like it's like a nominal fee where you pay for a trial membership of 30 days, which in essence is four sessions, like 4 Saturdays essentially, between 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. So 11 to 12 is the introduction, and 12 to 1 is the actual experience. And you get to do that for 4 weeks, which will also give you an idea that do you actually resonate with this way of doing work? Is this a skill that you want to learn, so that you can go deeper, so that you can listen better to your body signals, so that you can work on the 5 streams that I talk about, which is health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, as well as purpose, right? There are 2 ways of looking at this. One, so that you can do this more for your clients. And two, more importantly, so that you can really start with you. Because when you focus on these 5 areas in your life, you're setting up the frame so that you can really make that impact in others' lives, and you can be congruent, be connected to what you're teaching, how you're not just teaching, but how you're holding that space so that your clients can heal and your clients can grow in whatever it is that they're coming to you for, right? And typically, what you're doing will be in one or a combination of these areas, right? Health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, as well as purpose. So this is of course one way that you can be part of the movement. The other, of course, is I have a Facebook group. It's called Self Hypnosis Mastermind, and this is a way for you to be able to stay in touch, stay connected. So you'll get to know whatever, like for example, the pod. This is one way you'll be able to watch it. The other is, of course, if there are any new announcements, if there are any, as time goes by, depending on when you're listening to this, there will be workshops. I'm slowly going to be, as they say, breaking out, what do they call it? Breaking out the good stuff, right? So I will be now starting to create and run workshops, which will be longer format. So you'll get, one is, of course, you'll get access to them, meaning you'll get to know when it's happening. And if you're already in the self hypnosis mastermind, you will definitely get some benefits which are monetary as well, like simply put, like a discount. So these are things that I'm working on at this point of the recording. So depending on when you've listened to this, definitely check the group Self Hypnosis Mastermind, and you'll get to know what is currently running. All right. So these are 2 ways in which you can start your journey. And having said all of that, if you're like, none of this is connecting with me, but I need help, and I need somebody who can not only listen to me, but actually help me in my process as a coach, as a digital coach, all you need to do is just reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to firstly understand what it is that you're looking for and create the strongest frame so that you can make that shift from where you are. And like I said, to be able to, my intention is to be able to teach you to maximize your market value. All right. So with that, I will wrap this pod. Thank you for listening. For those of you who've been listening live, let me just take a quick peek and see who is here watching this live. And of course, if you happen to be here watching this as a recording, whether it's audio or video, I mean, firstly, hats off to you. Thank you for getting to this point. And secondly, of course, um, um, I definitely look forward to seeing you live or in one of these channels. And you can find me on Instagram. At this point, there's Instagram, YouTube, which is the podcast, as well as on Facebook. Right. So these are 3 places you can definitely start to find me. I think you should be able to see a link at the bottom of this pod, especially if you're watching this on YouTube. in ways in which you can reach out to me. So with that, I'm going to end this one, and thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. And remember, as always, to live with purpose. All right, take care.